You are not a wife when I marry you. You are a wife when I find you. You become his wife when he finds you. Being a wife is not the presence of a ring, it is the presence of your character. Hey guys, happy Woman Wellness Wednesday. On today's episode of Woman Wellness, I'll be shooting alone. And as you've seen the title of this video, today we are talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. And before we even get into it, I don't know if I'm the only one. So if I'm not the only one, someone please comment down below. But growing up, I always thought a Proverbs 31 woman is a submissive woman. She's a woman that listens to what she's told, and she's a woman that does what she's told. For a very long time, I was convinced that Proverbs 31 is that woman, a far-fetched woman from who I could be or who I am. And I just thought, she's just too much of a perfect woman for me to even think in that direction. Until, of course, I did my research, I read the book of Proverbs 31, and I came to understand that that is not actually who she is. The Proverbs 31 woman isn't just a submissive woman that is a housewife, wakes up, sleeps, eats, and just listens to what she's told and does what she's told. She's far more than that. And today, on today's episode of Women Wellness, I just wanted us to discuss that, to talk about who she is and what she does and what is expected of us and what a virtuous woman is actually seen to be. So let's get right into this video. You are not a wife when I marry you. You are a wife when I find you. You become his wife when he finds you. Being a wife is not the presence of a ring, it is the presence of your character. It is the being, okay, I'm going to repeat that. Being a wife is not the presence of a ring, it is the presence of your character. These are the words by Pastor John Gray, and it was important for me to mention this before we get into the video, because I think many people are confuse Proverbs 31 for just a wife, right? We have this thing that it only applies to wives and not the ordinary woman. And Pastor John Gray's words emphasize that if we are all that woman. You are a wife when he finds you. You are not a wife because of the presence of a ring. You're not a wife because you went down the aisle and you signed documents. It is in your character that you are labeled as a wife. It is through your character. So that was important, so that you know that even if you are not a wife, this video applies to you as well. So we'll get into the Bible. So let us read Proverbs 31. So King Lemuel is the one that wrote this part of the book. And it mentions that it is the words from King Lemuel's mother. So this is a mom that went up to her son. I'm not sure if the son asked the mom, how can I find a wife? Mom, how do I discern between a good woman and a bad woman? What are the characteristics am I supposed to be looking for in a woman? I'm not sure, but then these are the words from a mother to her son, directing him in terms of finding a good woman. So verse 10 to 12 says, who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, so he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. So in this passage, we are just told that her husband trusts her, right? But when I studied this, I got to understand that it is more than just her being trusted by her husband. It's a character thing, and character, as we all know, is a very much set thing, right? So there's no way you can say you are trustworthy just because you are trusted by your husband, but other people cannot trust you. So it's a matter of she is a trustworthy woman in general. Other people can trust her as well. She knows how to be told something and not pass it on to someone else. She doesn't take people's stories and pass them on to other people. She doesn't promise something and doesn't do it. That is the character that they're talking about. You can't be doing evil to others and say, just because I'm not doing any evil to my husband, then I'm a virtuous woman. For as long as you're not trustworthy to other people, and for as long as you're evil to other people, then you cannot say you are a virtuous woman. I before I studied this, of course, you read the you pray, right, and you ask the Lord to show you what actually aligns with you, which is very important to mention that even when you decide to study this word, pray about it first. Ask God to show you what you need to see exactly, that's directed to you, that aligns with who you are. So don't just take things from other people, but always strive to read and understand for your own well-being and for your own alignment as well. So as we continue, she seeks wool and flax and willingly works with her hands. She is a worker. She is a busy woman. She's a hard worker. She's doing things with her own hands. And the most important word here for me was willingly. Willingly works with her hands. There was so much importance in that word for me because it showed me that she doesn't mope around. She doesn't work while complaining. She's not at work doing whatever she's expected to do while she's complaining. I don't want to do this. I hate this job. I do this. I do that. She does it willingly. You can imagine the grace in which she does it because she's doing it willingly. Continues to say, she's like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar and also rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and a portion for her maid servants. She wakes up early in the morning. She's up in the morning. She's working. She's getting her home fed. So she wakes up in the morning. She's probably cooking, making food for her family. And she gives a portion to her maid servants. That means she's a giving woman. She's a woman that is considerate of other people around her. She doesn't look down on people because they work for her. Even though they work for her, she still has their best interests at heart. That is why she's able to provide food for them. Again, it's a character thing. If you are doing it just for your family, just for those that are close to you, but can't treat others well, then can you really say you are a virtuous woman? This woman is a woman that would wake up in the morning and make food, provide for her household, but also think about those that are around her. She's a very humble woman because if you're not humble, you cannot really put your status down and serve people that are below you. She considers a field and buys it. From her profits, she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. Hey guys, as spend number plans, let's buy vineyards. Okay, if my friends are watching this, girls, okay, no, everyone watching this, every woman watching this, we are investing. We are buying vineyards. We are buying vineyards. We are investing. We are making this money. But also, I saw from verse 17, it says, she girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. This is probably a woman that exercises because how else can you strengthen your arms if you do not go to the gym? So she's a physically fit woman. So let's go. Start with gymming, guys. Let's go exercise. Let's exercise and keep our bodies fit. She perceives that her merchandise is good and her lamp does not go out by night. From this, she is able to see that her merchandise is good. This is someone that's educated. If you're not educated, you won't be able to see the profits of the merchandise. So this is someone that knows what she's doing and not just invests in things and doesn't understand what's going on. This is someone that invests in something and knows how to study it. She knows what is going on in her business. That is why she's able to say, I understand that my merchandise is good because she understands what's going on in her business. She knows exactly how everything runs. Hey, maybe she's into these accounting things, so her business, she can do the accounting. She can draft your CPJ, your CRJ. I didn't do accounting. I'm not good at accounting, but I remember those things. Your balance sheet. Hey, she can balance her things. We need to be educated, and I always tell people education is not just going to school and attaining a certificate. You can be educated by watching YouTube, especially watching YouTube, because YouTube teaches us anything and everything. If you want to get that skill of accountancy and you can't afford to go to school, get yourself into YouTube, study whatever you want to study. As long as the knowledge is in your head, you'll be able to manage your businesses even far better than when you didn't know anything about it. She stretches out her hands to the distaff, and her hand holds the spindle. She extends her hand to the poor. Yes, she stretches out her hands to the needy. She helps the poor. She probably gives, she donates, but also it was very important for me to note here also that being poor isn't just about poor in money, poor in finances. Someone could be poor emotionally. Are you there? Are you available to someone? Are you compassionate to others? Are you empathetic to others? Are you giving your time? Some people just need company from people. Are you giving that time? That is being helpful to the needy, because people aren't always just poor in money and finances and clothing and material things. Sometimes you're just poor emotionally. Sometimes you're poor mentally. Are you able to take someone out for an ice cream and make them feel worthy again? That is also part of giving to the poor and giving to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household is clothed with scarlet. She's prepared. She is ready. She is not afraid of the winter. She's not afraid of anything to come because she is a prepared woman. She is organized. She gets her things together. She knows what's coming tomorrow. So she's ready for what comes tomorrow. So she doesn't panic about things. Are we organized? This is a very important thing, and I think I'm going to touch on it on another video next time. Being organized, planning your days, planning your month, planning your week, and knowing what you're doing and not using your time in vain. She makes tapestry for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies sashes for the merchants. Again, she's a supplier. People trust her, people rely on her. She provides for people. She's providing garments and linen and sashes to people. She is a reliant member of the community. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. Strength and honor are her clothing. People honor her. People see her and see strength in her. She opens her mouth with wisdom. She's a wise woman. She doesn't just speak whatever she wants to, whatever comes to her mind. Whatever she speaks is always of wisdom. Whatever comes out of her mouth is with kindness. She's kind to people. She doesn't go out spewing violence. She doesn't go out being vulgar to people. She is kind, she is wise, and she watches what she says, and out of her mouth comes out wisdom and kindness. Are you kind to people? Are you treating people with kindness, or are you going out cursing people wherever you go? Or what are you doing? How are you treating people? Are you wise? But see, in the Bible, but see, Jehovah. In English, that is the fear of the Lord is the start of wisdom, and that's where you get wisdom. I've seen a lot of posts of people asking, how then do I attain wisdom? And people always refer them back to the word, because that is the base, that is the foundation of all wisdom. Knowing the word, knowing God, understanding your Bible, knowing, sitting down and having time to God and spending time with God, that is the start of wisdom. It is the word of the Lord. And when you know these words, you start living your life according to these words, because when something is in your head, you actually struggle to not do things according to that word. That's why they say you are what you consume. If you consume the word, you will always remember she is clothed with wisdom. Out of her mouth comes out kindness. And because those words keep ringing in your head, you're able to respond to people with kindness. Even when you get into a situation that requires you to be emotional and angry and violent, you quickly just tell yourself, that her tongue is the law of kindness. When you remember those words, you'll be kind to them, and remember that I don't have to spew violence. I don't have to spew venom in people's lives. I can choose to be kind and be a virtuous woman. She watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Idleness is laziness. You could be, I think it translates to laziness, sitting around doing nothing. She does not eat the bread of that because she's working. She's always up and about doing something. If she's not busy with her home, she's busy doing something with her hands to sell. If she's not doing that, she's looking after her businesses. What are you doing? Are you waking up every single day being a couch potato? Are you waking up every day not doing anything? You're not exercising, you're not drinking water, you're not eating well, and because you don't drink water and you don't eat well, you don't exercise, then your body is sluggish and you become idle, and then at the end of the day you eat the bread of your idleness, and then we complain and we say our lives are so stagnant, we are not going anywhere in life. But what are you doing in each and every day? Are you an organized woman? You see, all of these things tie back to all the things I've said about this woman. Are you organized? Are you checking and planning your life and planning your days and your weeks and your months? Waking up, drinking water, exercising, getting things done so that you too don't eat the bread of your idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. For those that have children and those that have husband, how do your kids perceive you? How does your husband perceive you? For those that are yet to be mothers and yet to be husbands, how do you want your children to speak of you? How do you want your husband to see you as? We have the power to determine how our children will see us. We have the power to determine how our husbands will praise us by our character and the things that we do. It's in everything that you are, in everything that you do, that people can also show you that love. If you are a kind person, people start being kind to you as well. It's difficult to not be kind to someone that's kind. That's one thing I've learned. It's very difficult to not be kind to someone that is actually kind. When a person approaches you with kindness and softness, you are almost certain to respond back with kindness and softness. So what type of person do you want your children and your family to see you as? And are you working towards that, being that person? Are you that person? Because you can't want people to treat you with honor and treat you with respect when you don't honor others and you don't respect others. It is in the way you carry yourself that people learn how to treat you. So how do you treat people, and how do you treat yourself, and how do you perceive yourself? Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. I know how obsessed we are in society about how we look, and looking good, putting on makeup, doing our hair, dressing up. It's good to look good, but we should always remember that beauty is passing. Physical beauty is passing, but the beauty of a character does not die. The beauty of a soul does not die. And a woman who fears the Lord, it says, she shall be praised. And with that being said, I would like for us to remember that it is in your character, it is in who you are and what comes out from your heart that's more important, and not just your outward adornment, because those things they die, guys. They die. One day we'll have wrinkles. One day we won't look like this anymore. And what will be left of you once you can't once makeup can't save your skin, once makeup can't lift up your skin, and you so shabene and you wrinkled up? What will be left of you if we remove the makeup, we remove the hairstyles, we remove the beautiful face, we remove the beautiful body, the beautiful skin? What is left of you, which is what is more important, who you are inside? Because a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. And then it closes off with verse 31 saying, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Give her of the fruit of her hands. You don't just get fruit from somewhere and wherever. It all ties down to your hands. What are you doing with your hands? Are you working towards getting these fruits? And let her own works praise her in the gates. Let her own works praise her in the gates. That means you shall be praised by what you do. People are being praised. We praise a lot of people. We praise celebrities. We praise all these people because of the things that they have done. Once you hear that a certain person is famous, and you hear about who this person is, you hear that they do 1, 2, 3. You want to know what they do, and then they list, okay, she does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are you doing? What do you want us to praise you for? What do you want us to know you for? In all entirety, I think this line literally tells us you reap what you sow. So it is from what you sow that you will reap. If you sow idleness, you will reap idleness. If you sow hard work, you will reap those fruits. You reap the fruits of what you sow. Literally eliminates this notion that women must just sit down and not do anything. Here it comes from the Bible, and they tell us a virtuous woman is that woman, a noble woman is that woman that knows that her family needs to eat. She wakes up to work for her family to eat. A woman that is trusted by people, a woman that is respected by people because of the person that she actually is. So let us not let the world tell you that you are incapable of doing anything, you are incapable of doing that. God made us all to live in abundance in this world. It cares not that you are a male, it cares not that you are female. God loves us all equally and wants us all to succeed at all times. So whoever you are, wherever you are, and if you have that business idea and you want to do it, go for it. If you want to make that investment, go for it. If you want to start exercising, go for it. If you want to start waking up early in the morning, go for it. Do everything that you can to reap the fruits that you want to reap. There's a saying that it was placed in your heart for a reason. Whatever you want to do was placed in your heart for a reason. So don't let it die. Don't suppress it because the world thinks women should just sit down and be idle. That is not what it is, and that is not what we came here to do. We all have a purpose. Let us all work to fulfilling that purpose. So do not dim your lights. Go out there and show them who you are. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something. Don't forget, go there, read it for yourself, ask God for discernment so that it aligns with you. And yeah, never depend on someone's words. Always just go and study things for yourself. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great week, and see you again next week. Be well, be healthy, and even when you don't feel okay, it's okay to just sit back and rest. Rest is also an important thing. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, and please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to comment down below and how you feel about this and what you've taken from it and what you've always believed was the right thing and now you've learned that it's actually not that. I'd love to engage with you guys, so please do comment, share, like, and subscribe. Till next time, bye.